Hello beautiful people, I'm Bunny and this is the Late Night Read Show. It's about time that I got this BookTube channel up and running. I've been thinking and procrastinating on doing this for forever, and I thought what better way to introduce myself. I selected a few and even created a few questions I think would give you a bit of an insight of who I am as a reader, everything I love, everything I don't love, and like everything in between. So let's get started. Question number 1, what are your go-to genres? I read a little bit of everything, if I'm being honest. I read historical fiction, lit fic, women's fiction, speculative, horror, thriller, fantasy. I'm dabbling in sci-fi, epic fantasy. I'm dabbling in nonfiction this year, fingers crossed. So yeah, I pretty much read everything, and I read across both YA and adult. So I'm really a mixed bag. I'm not really into celebrity memoirs. I'm just not really into that. For some reason, I don't care enough about celebrities. I do have one. It's the girl from, dang, what is her name? From iCarly. The one that just, like, Sam Puckett, I think her name's not iCarly, but I forgot her real name. But yeah, I have her memoir. I don't know, I thought it would be interesting to get a sneak peek into her life a little bit. I know, contradictive of what I just said, but that's the only celebrity memoir I have. And I still have yet to read that. So maybe I'll read it this year, who knows. But the genre I feel like I always go to when I need like a break, something kind of to like get me going to the next book would definitely be thrillers and murder mysteries. I think as a kid that was like my main go-to genre. I'm thinking like the A to Z mystery, the Babysitter Club mystery book series, like those were always it for me. And I don't know, it's just my home genre, thriller and murder mysteries for sure. I love them. They're spooky, they're fun, they're thrilling, keeps you on your toes. I love them. Question 2, what is your least read genre? Definitely romantasy and rom-coms. I typically like my books a little dark. I like emotional reads. I like books where you might not get a happy ending. I like to cry. I like to cry, and I like heartbreaking books. So I feel like with romance, you know, you have that the happily ever after, and sometimes I don't really want that, and I know, eek. So yeah, I like the angst, I like the tension, I like the sadness, and I don't really get that all the time with, well, no, I don't know, I feel like I haven't gotten a romance book that has given me that as of yet. And then, like I said, sci-fi is another genre that I feel like I didn't read as much growing up, but now I've like kind of dabbled into it. I read about 3 to 4 books last year, and I really enjoyed them, so I'm definitely going to continue to get into sci-fi this year as well. Question number 3, character or plot-driven stories? For sure, hands down, characters. I love character-driven stories every day, 10 times out of the days, 24/7, every story. I just love characters. I can't care enough about a story if I don't care about the characters. And like, it doesn't even have to be like I love the characters by any means, but I just have to, at the very least, have to feel something. I'm okay with having characters I don't like, but just like, even if I don't love the character, they're so well written that I at least want to see what they're doing well throughout the book. And if a story is all plot, I don't know. I feel like if it's all plot, yeah, I could probably get through it faster. But do I love you? No. Do I love your characters? No. So it's like, why would I want to be invested when I could have a slower read maybe, but the characters are so strong? Hello, characters all day, come on. Question 4, paperbacks or hardcovers? Hardcovers. I love hardcovers. Like, paperbacks just don't do it for me. I love the thump of a hardcover. I love feeling just how thick and heavy it is. I feel like paperbacks get destroyed, and well, I don't destroy books to be fair, but I feel like paperbacks, at least, they get like dented fast. I feel like they're so flimsy. I just do not love them at all. I would rather all books be in hardcover. And I know that's not a well-loved opinion, but it's mine.
I said what I said.
Hardcovers all day, every day. Question 5, who are your auto-buy authors? Ready? Abi Dure, Sabatier, Tiffany Jackson, Alexa Henderson, Crystal Zara Pia, Asher Bumfield, S.A. Cosby, Akwege Emezi, Tenerife Dew, and Tigis Germa. Those are my heavy hitting authors that I stand by, and I feel like I could pre-order their books with ease without having to think about what the books they're writing about. Like that, I trust their work so much. Heavy fucking hitters. Oh my god. Question number 6. What type of reader are you? I am definitely a mood reader. I wish I could be a reader who like sets a number or sets specific type of books to read all the time, but I'm not like that. Like I'm a flow girl. I'm flowing in and out of these books and in and out of these genres that I can't stick to one TBR or to one set of books. I feel like I do kind of want to do maybe like niche, maybe like, I don't know, maybe a niche topic and kind of have that, but I'm a mood reader. I really am. And I feel like other people who are in this subgroup feel me when, and like sometimes it really sucks to be a mood reader because you can have all these books on your shelf and you're still like, what the fuck else am I supposed to be reading? Like I need something else to read. So it's definitely a struggle, but hey, it is what it is. Like what can I possibly do at this point? Question number 7. What 2026 release are you excited for? Oh my gosh. If I could read only one book for the whole entire year, it would have to be the final book in the Immortal Dark trilogy by Tigis Germa. By Tigis motherfucking Germa. Are you serious? I started this series in 2024 as soon as it came out. I remember scrolling on TikTok aimlessly, of course, and I saw her post like, not a blurb, but like a little snippet of some dialogue between her FMC and the MMC, and I remember reading it and I was just like, wait, I need this book, and I pre-ordered it immediately, and I pre-ordered the second book, and I cannot wait for the third book. Like I'm so freaking excited. I'm excited, but I'm nervous, and I'm not even nervous, I'm sad. I'm sad to leave this world. I'm sad to leave these characters. I feel like I have watched them grow and develop in their relationships and in their own bodies. Well, bodies is kind of weird, but like in their self, and like I think it's sad to never have them again. Like, what do you mean it's the third and final book? Like, no, actually, make this a 10-book series. Oh, okay. These books have been such an amazing experience. I love our FMC Kidan, Essencios. They have gone through the ringer with each other in a relationship, but I really loved watching their growth together and separately. I had a lot of thoughts and assumptions within both of these characters, and I feel like this second book really validated that. So I'm excited to see how they progress, and like there have been a few little things happening, not a few actually, fucking big ass things have been going on in the second book that I need to see how it's going to be developed in the third. So if you don't know, the Immortal Dark trilogy is an Ethiopian-centered fantasy following our FMC Kidan, and she is forced to enter this world of vampires in the act of saving her sister. This book is black, it has a little bit of Ethiopian history, and oh my gosh, it should be textbook definition of enemies to lovers, not some weird bully ass shit where the man is actually just a bully and is like literally just wreaking havoc on the girl's life. Kidan and Sistenos are both like fighting, and like they have so much tension against each other. Like oh my gosh, girls, guys, people. Like when I say Kidan and Sistenos were going through their shits together against oh my gosh, like, and it was just like I'll be reading and I'm just like, guys, stop, please get together, please. Like so good, and I love Kidan. Kidan's like my favorite FMC as of right now. Like I love Kidan down. Question 8. What books define your reading taste? Okay, geez, when I was trying to put this list together, it was so freaking hard. It was so, cause I feel like I've been reading such great books. So what I ended up doing is doing 2 to 1 book per genre that I read, just to kind of give you guys a snippet of what I like to read and kind of what books speak to me and everything else in between. For the thriller genre, a book that defines my reading taste would definitely have to be Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. motherfucking Jackson. This is a murder mystery thriller about a young girl and her fight in finding her missing friend. This had to be like one of the oldest books I've read, not in the terms of like its publication date, but just in like the oldest book that I've had in possession since getting back into reading. And this is a book I think about all the freaking time. There's this dread you experience as you watch her FMC Claudia trying to go from adult to adult, person to person in this journey, in this fight of finding her friend. And this is one of the books that I wholeheartedly was like, after reading it, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should go to law school, because motherfuckers are not getting punished enough. Like, I absolutely love Tiffany Jackson. I love this book. It touched me so hard. I remember like finishing this and just crying, because you can see how hard it is for our FMC Claudia in this experience, and just the journey of a Black girl going missing in America and the lack of support you may have in that fight. And I recommend this book desperately to everyone. Please read this. The next thriller book that defines my reading taste would have to be King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby, the motherfucking thriller king himself. Okay, so this was actually a 2025 release, and this is the most recent release from S.A. Cosby. As of now, he has 5 adult books, and I've read 3 of them, and I don't think I've given any of them less than like 4.5, 4.75. Like, so far, books banging. His book's amazing. This is a gritty thriller that explores the question, what would you be willing to do for your family when you're given no choice? I really had to remind myself not to put authors in boxes when reading their different works, because when I read Razor Blade Tears, Razor Blade Tears was really action packed. It was like boom, 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 pow. Hello. But with King of Ashes, it was so slow, but as you're getting into the story, as you're getting into these characters, you begin to have this dread that begins to brew, but it's like you can't look away. Like, you're just so entranced by what these characters are going through that you're just like yikes. Like, that was me throughout this whole book. Like, please. I feel like this book is a great character study of a complex family and unfolding family traumas. S.A. Cosby's writing this book specifically was gorgeous. Like, the prose, the vocab in this book was freaking top notch. I think the way S.A. Cosby can write the thoughts and the feelings of this family as they navigate this hardship and years of pain and unfolding was just spectacular. And I think out of the 3 books I've read of his so far, this has to go head to head with Razor Blade Tears. I did give Razor Blade Tears 5 stars, and I gave King of Ashes 4.75, but I feel like I've thought about this book a little bit more than Razor Blade Tears. So that's something to consider. In the fantasy genre, the book that defines my reading taste would have to be none other than Blood Over Brighthaven by Emma Wong. I want you to think about computer programming, but in a fantasy setting. I think this is a great book that discusses colonization, that explores the intersectionality of 2 different oppressed groups. Okay, so to be fair, this is one of those books that I feel like everyone and their mother talks about. They're just like, oh my gosh, get it, read it, it's so good, you're so good. And you're like, sometimes you just feel like people just chat just to chat. No, they were right. This was amazing. I went into this book knowing absolutely nothing, and I feel like you should as well. From the first chapter, you're thrown into this grim opening scene, and from then on you have to witness our FMC and our MMC try to navigate this oppressive system and this budding relationship. I think this is her most recent work. Her first debut was Sword or Kaigen. I do have that book pre-ordered for a special edition with Page and Wick, so I'm just waiting for that to come in sometime in like June. But I'm so excited to read that one because people said that one is like really sad And like I said, I love sad books, so I will determine that if it's really sad or if it's overhyped and talked about too much. But yeah, this so far, if it's anything like this work, if Sword of Kaigen is anything like Blood over Brighthaven, I think it's gonna be banging. I think Emma Wong will probably be like one of my favorite authors because this was so good. I ended up giving this 4.75 stars. I didn't give it full 5 stars because something happens in this that I felt was unnecessary, and I feel like I don't want to talk about it now because it's gonna ruin it. But yeah, really, really good. Another fantasy book that defines my reading taste would have to be An Ember in the Ashes series by Saba Tahir. Okay, Saba is just absolutely amazing. Like, her craft is to die for. I feel like she writes tension so well in her books. The way she writes characters that you love and some you actually fucking hate. This book was dark, it was gritty, it was tension filled. You're following a group of characters trying to fight against an oppressive regime. I think this is like one of my top tier fantasies so far. Like, I loved, and it's a 4-book series. You can see the other 4 like right on top of my head. Yeah, that's the other 3. Out of that 4, I would have to say A Reaper at the Gate is my favorite. A Reaper at the Gate was, oh god, top tier. I love Saba. I love her work. I can't wait for the Air. Air is a book that is within this world and has some of the characters within this Ember in the Ash series. And the second book of Air is coming out this year, hopefully. She hasn't said anything just yet, but it came out in 2024, so I do believe it'll be out hopefully by this year. A horror book that defines my reading taste would have to be The Reformatory by Tanav Reeves-Dew. If there's one book I feel needs to be adapted into a movie or maybe even a limited series, it would have to be this one. This is a beautiful written book set in Jim Crow, Florida, following a young black boy who can see haints or like ghosts and is sent to a reformatory school and must stay alive as his sister tries to fight for his release. This book is chunky. It actually doesn't look that big anymore. Maybe because I'm like, I have so many fantasy books at this point that just didn't feel as big, but it is a chunkier book. But the way Miss Dew is able to write the story and fill it with such tension, and it just keeps you on the edge of your seat, that it flies. Like, I flew through this book. Like, there's parts that gave me so much anxiety that I would like close it but immediately would have to open it because it was just so good. This is heartbreaking story, but I think everyone should read it, to be honest, to really learn more about Jim Crow, Florida, and the things Black Americans had to face within this country. 5 stars. Don't play with her. Another horror book that defines my reading taste would have to be House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. I love Alexis. I think I've read all of her books so far. She has The Year of the Witching, House of Hunger, which is her sophomore novel, and then what's the other one? The other one's Academy of Liars, and that was really good. She doesn't miss. This was so good. This is a dark, queer, gothic, vampirism-esque horror fantasy that pulls you into the society where blood is power, and you're kind of exploring the length the rich are willing to go to obtain said blood. Honestly, after thinking about this book, all I could think about is capitalism and how essential it is for basic needs and necessities to not be met. So then people are forced to do what they can to have basic needs like food, water, and shelter. And I think this is a concept that is heavily discussed within this book. This is perfect after watching Sinners. It's something gothic, it's dark, it's queer, and explores greed and unjust power. Okay, for contemporary, a book that defines my taste would definitely have to be The Girl with the Loud Voice by Abby DeRay. I know this is not the first book. I don't have it. I don't know why I'm like slacking, but this is the second book in this duology. This is a beautiful duology about a young Nigerian girl fighting for her education while dealing with the hardship of being a young woman born into poverty. I'm gonna read you guys my Storygraph review so you guys can see what I really thought about this book. I should have put it up a while ago. Let me get it together. Fuck her raggedy ass daddy, Big Mama, Mawufu, and Big Daddy. Time and time again, Black girls are routinely left unprotected by adults in their lives. Let me drop a quote from Aduni's father real quick. Quote, "This is your wife now. From today till forever, she is your own. Do her anyhow you want. Use her till she's useless. May she never sleep in her father's house again." End quote. Please, I beg, read that quote because I'm about to scream. Adeni's education and dreams never had a chance with her father, never. Throughout this book, all I can think about is how young girls and women are often seen as a currency to be traded for either physical goods or for status. Young African girls especially are never truly valued outside of their ability to marry a man and produce children, boys, the children must be boys of course, and to support their family. Abi DeRay, I love you. 5 stars. Okay, another contemporary book that defined my reading taste but I don't have a physical copy would be Sugar Baby by Celine St. Clair. This book follows our FMC and her journey of self-discovery that discusses race, beauty, class, and the sex work industry. Some comps for this would be Luster and Queenie. With the surge of sugar babying and dating high-profile men and like 403 TikTok, if you never peeked your head into that, I feel like this book was such an amazing debut that gives you a taste of this life and all that it has to offer. I really loved our FMC Agnes, and she was so relatable, and I loved watching her journey of finding herself and navigating this whole mess of sex work. It was just an amazing debut. This was a 2024 debut, if I'm not mistaken. It was amazing. 4.75 stars for this one. For contemporary YA, I have Midnights with You by Claire Asongo. Midnights with You by Claire Asongo is a contemporary YA book about Filipino American teens actually, experiencing first love. This book was published in 2024 as well and was actually a debut that was just absolutely breathtaking, and it left me just wanting more from this author. This story is raw, it's vulnerable. We have our FMC and our FMC trying to navigate newfound love, mother-daughter relationships and conflicts, self-doubt, self-discovery. I think a good comp for this would be On My Rage by Sabaa Tahir. They're both really great examples of young adults simply trying to find themselves while navigating the complexity of the world and their family. I highly recommend. Next we have Hurricane Summer by Asha Brumfield. This is another contemporary YA, a debut, but this is a 2021 debut, and this is about a Black girl trying to connect with her family and her father in Jamaica while trying to explore friendship, abandonment, diaspora guilt, the shame of being a woman. This book encapsulated some of my own personal experiences and feelings I have as a Ghanaian American, and the difficulties some children of immigrants have when going back to family country. This one's also heartbreaking. A little bit of tears in this one, but I think this is absolutely an amazing debut. And the cover, let me show you like the inside. Ah, come on. The bare cover, look at that. 2021, mind you. Look at that. The foiling. And then look inside. Is she not beautiful? And this place is definitely really important to the story. Like, that's gorgeous for a 2021 book. Wow. I know I said I don't read romance too often, but I do have a historical romance I read in 2024 that I absolutely loved, and that one I don't have a physical copy, and that is The Beautiful Ones by Sylvia Monero Garcia. This is a historical fiction with a dash of magical realism, and it has this like telenovela-esque to it that I ate it up. I love this one. This book is about a young woman trying to fight the confines of societal expectations. I feel like this book is underrated, to be honest. I feel like people don't talk about it enough. I loved Nina, our FMC. She's so lovable, she's so relatable, and you're just watching her struggle with conforming to her family demands of normalcy, trying to manage her own powers. She constantly fought against her family in this kind of like pressure of being this housewife. Like, she just stood on her ground and said, you know, I want what I want and fuck off. And I was like, yes, sister, fuck them. And And I love this book. It read like a soap opera. It had so much drama, and there's a villain in this book that I feel like if I were to see her in person, I would have to fuck her up. Mind you, I've never been in a fight a day in my life, but the villain in this book was killer. Like, she was I love this book. A little book that defined my reading taste would have to be none other than Little Rock by Kweki Emezi. Oh, let me get rid of this cancel. Little Rock by Kweki Emezi. This is such a complex story of greed, power, and queerness, and the complexity of friendship. Little Rock was a book I felt was just... I've never felt a book like Little Rock before. I wholeheartedly, after finishing this, was questioning myself and questioning if I was rotten. Like, that's how good the prose and Kweki's writing was within this book. I feel like Kweki has the ability to make you feel like you are there in Lagos, like you're a fly on the wall, watching this rottenness take place and watching it grow to new lengths. I know for some people, Kweki is kind of a polarizing author, but for me, they work. Like, I love their work, and I love their writing, their characters, their prose, like everything they write. Just, it fits me. It fits like a puzzle. Like, I feel like there's just some days I'm just like, oh, I really need this, and I think I know who could write this. Fucking Kweki Emezi could write this. I think this book alone is a perfect illustration on how rotten to the core unchecked power, greed, and how complex and faulty people can be. There's this complexity of justice and this question on how justice looks like and how it could be different for people who may not even want it, quote unquote. This book explores morale and if your morals changes when your loved one does something bad, and how do you hold your loved ones accountable. There's this queerness and love and the struggle of being queer in an anti-queer and gay country. I didn't know anything going into this book, and I think wholeheartedly everyone should probably look at their triggers, because like I said, this one is dark. It's very dark. It's very gritty. This was my only 5-star of 2025. Like, I love this book. I read this book twice. So I would say check your triggers, and if you're okay, then go with it. But if not, that's okay. Like, this book is quite dark. But if for some reason it just works for me, and I'm fortunate enough that it did. So yeah, I love Little Rock by Kweki Emezi. Question 9. What are your favorite microtropes? I love religion discussed in books, and not in like a Bible thumping way, but let's dissect religion. Let's expand on it. Let's break it down layer to layer until we get to the core. A great book that had a slight religious element to it was Blood Over Bridehaven by Emma Wong. I loved how Emma Wong weaves in religious scriptures into her book, and having those scriptures helps you kind of see how people within this story was able to justify colonization, and it just gives you an insight on their heads and how they justify the oppression of people. And it was so interesting. I love it. I don't know what it is. I really just want to get into that niche a little bit more religious takes of all kinds. 7 in the Morning by Kweki Emezi was another book that had a bit of a religious element that I really enjoyed. This is a book based on the devil and made you question what you know about Lucifer and his fall from grace. This was a delicious paranormal romance that was a 2025 release, and that one, girl, people, book readers, if you have not got into 7 in the Morning, you're missing out on that one. Like, when I say that one was delicious, 7 in the Morning was so, like I said, a Kweki. Like, as long as a Kweki can write it, I trust in them. Like, I wholeheartedly believe in Kweki, so that's why I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna read it, and I'm so happy I read it because I loved it. I loved it so much. I just really like discussion of gods and deities, and like, there's just something about it that's just so interesting to me. Like, yes, give me the gods, give me how they influence the world, you know? I also really enjoy family dramas. I love reading about family hierarchies and family dynamics. I don't know if it's a psych degree in me, but I just love learning about families in books, like family in conflict, fighting each other, the mom fighting, the grandma's fighting, the dad's fighting, uncle, cousins, the dog, everyone is fighting. I like families working together, coming together after like a fight, like that peaceful talks, just like harmony. Like I just love families. Like I'm nosy. What could I say? I really, to be honest, that's just what it is. I just let me be a fly on the wall and watch you guys on your Sunday family dinners. Question 10, what are your bookish goals for 2026? I need to get into my fantasy bag this year, but specifically I need to get into my epic fantasy bag. You can't see, but I have another like 2 more tiers full fantasy books, like especially on the last 2 shelves of mine, fantasy books. And I have to get into them this year. I really want to get into my series. I have like a lot of trilogies on my shelves that I have to stop procrastinating and just get into them. I really want to get to the Poppy War series, Ken Liu, Rebecca Roanhorse, Chinaza Badu, Rokaba Payne, Tasha Shuri, Fonda Lee with Jade City. Like, I have so many epic fantasy books that I need to get to this year. Fingers crossed we can get them done, and I'll be back hopefully. Fingers crossed, like I said, with discussion for each of them. That'll be really fun. Question 11, do you have a yearly reading goal? I don't have a reading goal. I just, like I said, I'm a mood reader, so like I feel like I don't want to put any more excessive pressure on myself. I do want to get to 100 books at some point in my life, just to say like I got to 100 books. I was pretty close in 2024. I got to 89 books, but last year I only got to, I think, like 47 books. So I don't have a goal. I just want to get better. I just want to read, really. Realistically, I just want to read more. And if I get to 100, I get to 100. If I don't, fuck it, whatever, you know? It's better than doom scrolling at this point. Question 12, what is your favorite book tracking app? Storygraph. I love Storygraph. I've been in Storygraph since like 2022. I'm a Plus member as well. I love their work, and I love watching the app transform in real life and the feedback and how they use feedback from us. Like, they're just to die for. I don't care what anyone has to say about Goodreads, yippee yappa yappa, whatever. Storygraph all day, every fucking day. Question 13. Are you okay with spoilers prior to reading a book? No. God, no. I want to know nothing about the books I'm reading. Like, I want to know absolutely nothing. Granted, I do like to read like the full synopsis prior to adding a book to my TBR, so I can see, okay, is this going to mesh? Like, do we have things in common? And then from there, I would do tags, and I'll tag the book. And then when I'm in search of a book to read, I'll look at my tags, because I just feel like sometimes with synopsis, they just spoil too much. Like, shut the fuck up a little bit. Like, really, just shut up just a tad. Like, they just talk too much in the synopsis. So I'm just like, I don't want to, like, and I want to experience the story with the characters. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, let me experience the story with the character. Don't tell me how it's gonna end. Like, especially with some, you know, like some genres, you kind of like, depending on the synopsis, you can kind of see, okay, yeah, this is probably gonna go this way. I want to be shocked. I want to be shocked. I want to be shooketh. I want to be surprised. So I don't want to know anything. Don't tell me anything, please. Question 14, what made you want to start a bookish channel? With the current state of the world, I really just want a sliver of the internet to call mine and just yap. Like, I really want to talk about books with people. Really, I really want community. Like, I have no one else in my life that reads, so to have like friends and community members who will like to read the books I kind of read, and we like bounce off each other and kind of like just discuss books, I think would be really fun. I also really want to get into like book discussions and deep dives on different books and topics and publishing related items and things. So I just want to yap, to be honest. I want to yap, community, discussion, deep dives. That's what I really want to do on this channel, and I'm gonna do it this year. This year's my year. This is my year to do this. 2026. Oh my gosh, wow. I literally just want to say 2025. 2026 is my year to do this. Question 15, what is your next read? At this point, it is literally March of 2026, and I have not read one book. Bitch, I'm at 0 for the year.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. Jump scare. Once I get out of this funk, I really would like to read Cursed Daughter by Oyenkin Brathwaite. Braithwaite. This is a literary fiction following a family as each generation deals with the family curse. I'm quite excited for this. This is a 2025 release that I feel like people talked about a lot, and I think this will be a good book to read to get me out of this funk that I'm in. Miss Braithwaite is a Naja babe, and this is her 4th novel. She's widely known for her 2018 debut, My Sister the Serial Killer. I didn't really love that book, but I've heard nothing but good things about this one, so I would like to read this. I would like to do a discussion video, hopefully after I get this done. But yeah, let's look at the fuck ass sticker. Look at that sticker. I hate these stickers. Fuck. Oh, Jenna, I don't give a fuck about your book club. Sorry, not sorry, babe. I don't give a rat's ass about your book club. Stop putting your stickers on books. Thank you. And that's all I have, beautiful people. Thank you for spending time with me on the Late Night Read Show. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I hope this has given you a bit of an insight who I am as a reader. I'm really looking forward to getting content out, getting these book discussions out, like other bookish videos. I think this will be a really fun experience, and I'm really looking forward to building a community. So I hope I see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.